Trying to get doing a double. And especially doing double run on 2 hours of sleep. I've been feeling super lightheaded lately too. From my workouts. Alright, so here we are. Week 10, week 11 is upon us. So you already know the drill. We're gonna go through the weekly updates. So gonna go to the award. Excuse me, like I said, I'm tired. I'm gonna go through the awards. And around week 13, we're gonna do the yearly awards. Let's jump straight to week 10. Week 10, first of all, let's congratulate Saint and Duke Johnson for winning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. 11 carries, $170, and an average of 16.2 rushing yards and 2 rushing TDs. Congrats to you, Duke Johnson and Saint. Next, we're going to be moving on to Cali Kid. Congratulations to Coach Cali. Rivers, 28 for 40, 288, 5 passing TDs, a pick, 2 sacks, 3 catches for 10 rushing yards. Those are your offensive players of the week. We're going to move on to the defensive side. Defensively, we're going to go straight to all or nothing in the Carolina Panthers. 9 tackles by Amos, 1 sack, a pick, and a forced fumble. On the AFC side, we're going to have Davis, 4 tackles, a sack, a pick, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and a TD. He did it all. Congrats to you guys. Congrats to Saint and Duke Johnson. Congrats to Cali Kid and Phillip Rivers. Congrats to All or Nothing and Amos, and then congrats to Blunt, All Day Blunt, and Davis. Good job to you guys for getting that weekly offensive and defensive for both conferences. Now, so we're gonna jump straight into the game. I viewed a few stats, I didn't view all of them yet. One, because I'm tired, I'm running on a double and 2 hours of sleep, so I'm a little bit exhausted. But as a commish, I'm gonna put my sleep and everything else in hold and make sure the league is running straight. So let's go straight into it. As you can see, I'm tired. I ran right by the schedule. Anyways, so let's keep it going. Alright, so we're going to jump back into week 10. We're going to get it started with the game in Cleveland. With the game in Baltimore, sorry. So we had the Cleveland Browns going into Baltimore. As you can see, Davis won Defensive Player of the Week, so now we know why. They forced 4 turnovers. He got a sack, a pick, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery, and a touchdown. So two of those turnovers came from him. Congrats to him on that. But this is where it really decided. In fact, there was really a turnover battle, and then was really it. I mean, the Baltimore held the ball more. They did everything they could do. The total yards was even in favor of Baltimore, but they just couldn't control and hold on to the ball. As you can see here, Cleveland, it was a tied game in the first quarter. Cleveland took an early lead, scoring 21 points in the second, versus going up 28-14. Shut out the Ravens in the third, and held on to the victory in the fourth. So it's one of those games that the Ravens just fell behind and they just didn't know how to catch back up. We're going to be moving on next. So next game, they didn't get to play this game, but Jacksonville won the sim. Moving on. This game, just going through the chat, flipping through it while I missed all day. Looks like there was a little controversy in the end. So let's dive right deep into it. Let's go Denver and at New Orleans. So it looks like this game was actually a turnover battle. New Orleans turned the ball over 4 times. Hence why Denver won. Total yards are similar, passing yards are similar. They both couldn't really run the ball as well. Denver got it going with 95. New Orleans with 32. It just means they just shut down that Denver front 7. Just shut down Mark Ingram, Luesco, and anything that the Saints had to offer. As you can see here, like I said, 4 turnovers is really what got into that game. As you can see, Denver started it early, 7-0. Then they ended up going into half. They had another extra field goal. Going into half at 10-0. The game was clearly in their hand. Came strong into the third quarter. Took another 7.0. So right now it's looking like a shutout. But wait. New Orleans in the fourth quarter. Drew Brees, it's never late. It's never too late. Comes back with 17 unanswered point, and they just fell short, taking them into overtime. Drew Brees came back with 17 unanswered points, forcing the overtime. And in overtime, they just fell short. I saw the pick. Should have been a catch, but what is a catch nowadays? Good game by you fellas. Heck of a game. Congrats to Denver for winning that one. Moving on to this game here. This was Midwest's first game coming back from vacation. He was like, hey, we've been on vacation. We're in LA. We need a win. So they came into New England. You know, it's not easy to go into Gangrene to get that win. But this game was fairly even actually. You're gonna see what I mean by that. As you can see here, total yards was close. Turnover battle was close. They both didn't really convert on third down. This is the time possession 3-minute difference. But check this out. Jets feeling comfortable at home, go up 16-0 and go into halftime. Coach Big Ons is feeling comfortable. Midwest is still on jet lag. As you can see, it was a long trip from LA to Gotham City, and they just couldn't get it done in the first quarter. So they in the first half of the game. So they get into the third quarter, made adjustments, and they just shut out the Jets at home after halftime. Wow. 20 unanswered points, and they took the victory 20-16. Well played game, fellas. Good job. We're going to move on. So we're going to move on to the Falcons and Eagles game. If any of my coaches are watching and you're trying to be on an interview, leave me a message here. Or ping me something, because my phone's down and I really don't feel like getting. I'm too tired right now. But I'll check it once I'm done once I'm halfway through. But leave me a no comment, something for trying to get the interview. We didn't do an interview last week. It's because I was a little bit disappointed how many games I played. But this week you guys did a great job. I'm proud of you guys. It was only 4 games that wasn't played. Good job. Congratulate. Keep it up. And hopefully let's go back to getting all the games played and getting an early sim. All right. So we're gonna move on. The Falcons game versus the Falcons came into the town going up against Oklahoma and the Eagles. This game was a game of inches. As you can see, the ending factor was 26-25. Now, this game could be said as if you miss an extra kick, you lose the game, and that's what happened to the Falcons in the third quarter with an extra point missed. But going dive deep into it, you're gonna see here total yards is relatively close. The Falcons actually won a turnover battle. They forced the Eagles into 3 turnovers. They killed third down conversions, didn't really let them score third down, but in the fourth quarter, they just gave up too many points, and Philly was able to sneak out a win with a 26-25, despite losing the turnover battle and not converting much on third down. So the Falcons is leaving Philadelphia with a bad taste in their mouth, knowing the game that they had, but they folded in the fourth quarter. Don't worry, Falcons, you're not the only one that folds in the fourth quarter. You're going to see what I mean by that later. Moving on, we have the Chiefs. Coach Sweeney going against All or Nothing. This game was another interesting game, but turnovers wins the battle. Defense was championship, what I heard, and it seems to still be true. So 6 turnovers, you're not going to win a game if you don't give them the ball away 6 times. But 6 turnovers, the Panthers was able to force. As you can see, it just made them walk away with the game. Started out with a safety by KC to make it 2-0. Second half, Panthers went up with a 14-10 score, 14-12 score, excuse me. Next quarter, Panthers go up again with a 27-12 score. Panthers was just in cruise control after halfway to finish at 41-18. Good game to you guys. Congrats on this. So you just kind of see Alex Smith. This one I'll show you. Alex Smith went off and 5 picks. Can't win the game with 5 picks. Moving on. So this was a game that we was all interested to see. The Bucks had 0 losses. They had a donut in the L column. So this game, Chirac was able to come into Tampa and get the victory done. And Braxton Miller continues his tour of the league and getting passes and just getting the job done. So congrats to him on that one. So you're going to see here that the yards was kind of close. It's 5 yards different. The turnover battle was close. Time possession was actually close too. The only difference was really the punts versus the touchdowns. As you can see here, 3 TDs, 2-1. One here, but let me show you where you're at. So turnover both times that they was able to do it, but here's the punting difference. So the punt here and then the field goal here, missed. Do you see this? When you're missing field goals early, you're not going to get the victory. So good job to the Bears on their win. Moving on. We're going to go against this game here, the Vikings and the Redskins. Like I was telling you, Falcons, don't worry. You're not the only one that can't close out in the fourth quarter. We couldn't do it either. Dive into this game. As you can see, it was scoreless going into half. Second quarter, I was able to take the lead 12-7. Third quarter, we were just shut out. We threw a stupid interception. Couldn't close out the game. Couldn't do anything with that. Making them making them be down by 2. We missed a field goal, missed another field goal. Getting to the fourth quarter, it was 3-7. As you can see, Falcons, I told you, you're not the only one that couldn't close out the game. We just couldn't do jiddly squat after halftime, and we was able to, and we ended up losing a game that we should have won. As you can see, y'all just close. The turnovers, you beat me in that. Couldn't do anything on offense, and the time of possession was just close, but this is what lost us the game right here. See this? 0-3. Those 3 turnovers cost us the game, and we had a fumble sack that was ticking to the house. So that happens. Hopefully, we can turn the game around against the Falcons. Now we're looking, against the Cardinals, but that's a Week 11 matchup. We're going to go into that when we get there. Going up, this game was actually sinned, and the Titans were able to get the victory. This game was sinned. Chargers got the victory. Moving on. Next game here we have is Saints versus Burnout. This was quite an interesting game. Burnout, division rival. We thought it was gonna be a closer game than it was, but if you look at the stats, the stats was close enough. It was a turnover that really cost them the game here. So Burnout 3 turnovers versus 2, and you would think they win. They won the third, but on conversion battle of 5 conversions to 0, but yet they was able to lose this game. Looks like turnovers do win your games. So let's dive deep into it. We're gonna see. As you can see, it kind of continues his tour of excellency in the desert. He had a good passer rating, 2 TDs to 1 pick. Kaepernick threw 3 picks. Moving on, rushing. That's why he won NFC Offensive Player of the Week. 11 for Bucks 78, average of 16.2, 2 rushing touchdowns. So congrats to that. Congrats to Saints on that victory. And we shall be moving on to the next. So we're going against into the Cowboys versus the Steelers. Now this game was another one of those games that we thought was going to be hard pressed and hard fought. But here we go. Dive deep into it. So we come into it 20 yards here. 20 yards difference, relatively close. But here's the key factor, which has been the key factor for Week 10. You win the turnover battle, you win the game. Common sense in football. Win turnover, you win the game. That's proven true this week. Dive deep into it. As you can see, 3 turnovers here, 2 1 turnovers. The Cowboys was able to, keep the mistakes at a limit and get it done. So we're going to dive deep into the plays and what made it happen. The rookie Doc was able to continue his efficiency to this league. 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Roethlisberger had an un-Roethlisberger game of $195 with 3 TDs and an attempt for 14-24. Yeah, it was an un-Roethlisberger type of game. The receivers dropping passes. He was missing. It was just one of those games that they couldn't get it done. The running game was not going for them. As you can see here, it was just one of those games. Defensively, the Cowboys is there chasing and harassing them the whole game. Congrats to you and Bolish in that game. Moving on. So this game was actually sinned. They couldn't agree. I think there was last minute, one person was beating up the other. That was a fair sim. Seattle walked away with the victory in New England. Last game of the week to go over is Poison Clan and Cincinnati Bengals against Darnell and the New York Giants. So we're going to go straight into this game. Rushing yards non-existent in Green Bay. Jeremy Hill or Bernard could not get it going as they both and Andy Dalton combined for -4 yards. Passing yards non-existent for almost both teams. None of them cracked 150. This was one of those defensive hard-fought games. You can see the first down conversion, 4-6. That's the lowest I've seen in a while from both teams. 7-6, sorry. So the boat was not converting on third down. They was not really doing anything. So that probably, I think, if you're looking at six first downs and 7, I would say maybe the Giants converted three first downs and maybe the Bengals converted 1 or 2. We'll see how that goes. Yes. Third downs. It was actually 2. I said 3. They got 2 and they got 1. I was close enough. Total yards here, 306, 214. We just one of those games that just hot press was defensively. It was great old school smash mouth. Try to get a smash mouth. As you can see, that didn't work in the Bengals' favor. -4 yards. Wow. I think the coach is gonna have everybody running laps until they puke. That's unacceptable. -4 yards rushing. That just shows great defense by the front four of the Giants, and just shows lack of consistency and lack of favor of, or whatever you want to call it, in Miami. Eli Manning had himself a good game stats-wise, but they dropped the donut at home. Moving on, as you can see here, it says, as Eli Manning had himself a good game and they won the game. Sorry, I apologize to you, Eli. I hate the Giants. That's why I don't wish you guys. I don't wish any team lose. I wish everybody has a great game or wish bad on everybody. But anyway, next, I'm a Pats fan, so fuck the Giants. And fuck Denver too. No, sir. Brady's back next week. Unacceptable loss that we had today. But back to BOE. Anyway, moving on. Adrian McCarron is who I meant to say. Adrian McCarron and them just couldn't get a job done. And you can see rushing yards, 8 for 7. Wow, that's tough. Go straight to the diving. These are who made life hard for him to run the ball. But that concludes week 10. We're gonna move on to a quick overview for week 11. My phone's buzzing, so let's see if we could get somebody. All right, good luck, Oklahoma, for letting me know that. So I'm not gonna boot the rest of y'all. Chirac, Trey, Danglefall, and All or Nothing. I'm gonna have you guys try it again. Oklahoma just let me know that it's working fine now. I'm gonna have you guys try it again, and hopefully it works. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna know. Let me boot, and I'll boot you guys, and then reinvite you guys. But good luck on that, Oklahoma. So Trey, Chirac, and Trey, Chirac, the guy Breezy, and All or Nothing. I'm gonna tag y'all again. Get it done. I'm also gonna probably text y'all and all DM y'all. Get it done. No excuses. I want to hear it. Moving on to week 11, we're gonna have Saints versus All or Nothing. Both of these, well, take that back. All or Nothing came off a great win last week. They won the turnover battles and were able to win. Sweets was able to come back and score 17 unanswered points going to the second in the second half and force overtime before shortened overtime. So it should be a great battle. Good luck to you too. Next, moving on, BGU had a devastating loss last week while we had All Day Blunts going to Cleveland and get a victory. It should be, it's a divisional rival game. Cleveland just came back from winning a division rival game. Can the Steelers win away? They just lost at home. We'll see what happens. Good luck to you guys. Next, moving on. This is Embolish versus Umone. Ravens going into Jerry World. Now, well, I should take that back. Ravens going to Abolish World. Now, Abolish just came out for a nice victory. Ravens came out for a devastating loss last week. They're looking to get the victory back. So good luck to you too. Next, we're going to go into King Kai versus Raw. This should be an interesting game. Scheduling conflict for both these is odd, so but good luck to you too. Then we have Angry. We have another division again. We have Tap Out going against Psychotic. This should be an interesting game as Tap Out just came off a victory. We're Psychotic, so he could be MIA. Sometimes we'll see how him, Packers, and there's another person who's on the list that missed another game. They get the boot. We have owners in the waiting list ready to take their spots. Moving on. I just booted the Bills before this game, and I just sent a request to the other Bills. I added him in chat, but his name for some odd reason is not popping up in chat. The old Bills names popping out in chat. So I just mean group me's all types of messed up. Who knows what's going on? But hopefully I'm gonna text him tonight, tell him to get joined, and we'll see how that goes. He should be able to join and beat the Bills. So he'll be playing Poison. Good luck to that game. I played him in another league. The person who was taking over was a good game. I ended up winning in the end, but he's a good owner. Moving on. This is gonna be a game against Duke versus the Chiefs. The Chiefs, just had that last minute. Both these teams lost last week, so both these teams are looking for a win. Chiefs are gonna be at home, looking to get it done an hour ahead. The Bucks finally got their first L on their record They're looking to finally get back in the winning column. Moving on, we have Breezy versus Donnell. Breezy just got a win against the undefeated Bucks last week, so he's feeling comfortable going into New York. New York just got a comfortable win last week. Should be an interesting game. Good luck to you two fellas. Now we have this game. It's going to be Saint versus myself. Saint just had an easy win last week. You woke up for me there? Saint just had an easy game last week where he was able to get the job done. He's going to be coming against me, who actually just folded in the second half, and I end up losing 17-15. So it should be an interesting game. We're at home this week, so we should hopefully get the job done. Okay, it's okay. Then we're going to be moving on. Go back to sleep, it's okay. So we're moving on. We're going to be going into Dolphins and Rams game. So the Dolphins going to be KC versus Midwest. Midwest lost. KC lost last week. Should be an interesting game. They're both looking forward to getting up. They're going to be going into the Patriots versus the 49ers. Patriots lost last week to the Seahawks. 49ers lost last week also. So they're both looking to get back in the winning column. Good luck to you two. We're going to move on to Oklahoma versus Drake. Oklahoma, I think, had a bye week last week. I can't recall. Yeah, and Drake got a victory against the Pats. So good luck to that. Goblin missed the last game. So if he misses this game against the Redskins, he will be going, and I'll be adding somebody else from the waiting list. But if not, it should be a good game. Good luck to you two. And last game of the week is going to be Houston Texans versus the Oakland Raiders. Should be another good game. Good luck to you guys. That concludes the stream. I was going to try to do some coaches interview, but I'm going to try to put my daughter to sleep. So we'll just probably do 4 coaches interview next week on advance instead of the normal 2. Thank you everybody for tuning in also. I'm going to tag everybody in League later on, so make sure if you have YouTube, subscribe to the channel because that helps us out. And there's also a league called League Callers. I'm going to be putting a thing in there for our league. I'm going to have you guys go on there and vote for our league and everything else like that. All right, fellas, good night. Happy Sunday to you guys. Blessed. I hope everybody stays blessed. That's a great night. Continue the game. It's the road to the playoffs. Looks like my division is tight right now with 4 and 5. Seems to be the flavor of the month for us. So enjoy it. Good luck to everybody else who road to the playoffs.